striker doesn't even crack the top 3. Number 10. The fullback, the Sigma grinder. The most disrespected human being in professional sport. 13 kilometers every match. Defends, attacks, overlaps, tracks back. The camera never finds him. For decades, zero aura. A cone with legs. Then Guardiola inverted the fullbacks into midfielders in disguise. Trent Alexander-Arnold finished seasons with more assists than most attacking midfielders, as a right back. But here's the thing about low aura. Quiet aura is still aura. The Sigma doesn't need the camera. It just gets the job done, every single week, without needing the world to notice. And there is a certain power in being completely underestimated. Number 9. The winger, hired to embarrass. The only position in football where the job description is, go humiliate that person. Ronaldinho would receive the ball, look up, and you could physically see the defender's soul leave his body. That moment of eye contact, that tiny pause, the defender knowing what was coming and being completely powerless. That is professional psychological warfare. Arjen Robben, one move, everyone knew it. Nobody stopped it. Not once in 15 years of professional football. That is a special kind of aura, when your opponent knows exactly what you're going to do and still cannot stop it. Vinicius Jr. right now, 80,000 people in the Bernabeu hold their breath every single time he gets the ball. He has made entire stadiums complicit in his joy. But here's the problem. Wingers are entertainers, and entertainers need it to work. One failed step over, one night without a goal, the crowd turns. The aura evaporates instantly. Too volatile for the top 5, but when it hits, almost nothing in football feels like this. Number 8. The striker, the fragile king. Before you click off, hear me out. Yes, he scores. Yes, he wins the Ballon d'Or. Yes, he's on the billboard. But aura is not about credit. Aura is about commanding a room without needing to. Haaland scores twice, final boss. 4 games without a goal, every pundit has an opinion. Drogba in the 2012 Champions League final had physical presence that made opponents visibly frightened. Not worried, not nervous, frightened. He scored in the 88th minute to equalize, then won it on penalties. He chose that moment. He summoned it. Zlatan treated every match like it was slightly beneath him, and somehow, that worked. Van Nistelrooy walked to the penalty spot like the goalkeeper had already saved it and was embarrassed about it. But these are exceptions. Most strikers are one bad run from complete aura collapse. Highest ceiling in football, most fragile foundation. Number 7. The classic number 10. Tragic royalty. We need to talk about a position that modern football slowly killed. Zidane, Ronaldinho, Riquelme, Totti, Del Piero. These men did not play football, they composed it. The 10 lived in the space between midfield and defense, receiving the ball, facing goal, making the impossible look boring. One player whose entire job was to see something nobody else could see, and then do it before the thought had fully formed. Then Klopp arrived with gegenpressing. Suddenly, every player had to press, track back, run, fight for every meter. The luxury player had no place anymore. The classic 10 was gone. Today, Pedri is the closest thing, but even Pedri works. He presses, he tracks back. He's not the ghost, he is an evolution, not a preservation. Nostalgia bonus? Massive. Because what the 10 represented was the most beautiful thing football ever produced. A human being receiving a ball in a crowd and seeing a door that nobody else knew existed. Gone, but not forgotten. At number 6, the number 6, the Mafia boss. Casual fans do not even know this position exists. Every elite manager would sell their entire squad before letting go of their number 6. This is the Mafia boss position. Does not score, does not dribble, does not appear in highlight reels. He controls, completely, silently, without you noticing. Busquets at Barcelona averaged barely 40 meters of running per game, basically stationary. But when he was absent, the greatest midfield ever assembled fell apart completely. Xavi said it himself, watch the game without the ball, you will see Busquets. Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, not for being flashy, not for goals, not for assists, Because without him, Manchester City, the greatest club team of the modern era, looked like a mid-table side. The award went to the man the whole machine broke without. Number 5. The box-to-box 8, the engine that announces itself. If the 6 controls from the shadows, the 8 kicks the door open and walks in. Istanbul, 2005, Champions League Final. Liverpool 3-0 down to AC Milan at halftime. Gerrard goes into that dressing room and makes an impossible comeback feel inevitable. Before he even kicked the ball in the second half, the atmosphere in the stadium has shifted. When he scored that header, the whole city believed again. That is aura creating reality. Patrick Vieira at Invincible's Arsenal carried an energy onto the pitch that told opponents before a ball was kicked, tonight is going to be very difficult. Not arrogance, not aggression, certainty. Today, Bellingham at Real Madrid arrived at 19 years old, looked like he already owned the building, did not need 6 months to settle, did not need time to grow into the club. He stepped onto the pitch at Bernabeu as though he had been there his entire life. That arrival energy, the immediate sense that someone massive just walked in, that is pure number 8 aura. The top 4 is where this gets genuinely controversial. Number 4, the center back, cold and collected. Real aura is not reacting. Real aura is making the situation come to you. The elite center back never looks panicked. Van Dijk at Liverpool barely slide tackles. His positioning is so geometrically perfect that strikers run into him like a wall they did not see coming. That is what pure presence does to a team. Beckenbauer invented the libero, a center back who orchestrated the game like a midfielder. He turned defending into conducting. Maldini once said he knew where the striker was going to go before the striker did. He studied opponents obsessively. He prepared so thoroughly that the game was already solved before it started. That is not defending, that is chess. Ramos scored over 100 goals as a defender and visibly enjoyed the psychological warfare every single time. The center back has the aura of a final boss who does not leave his throne. You have to come to him. You will regret it. Number 3, the goalkeeper. Alone, always cold. The goalkeeper is the only player on the pitch who is completely alone. 10 teammates who can help each other, pass, cover, communicate. And then one person, completely isolated between the posts. Manuel Neuer changed the entire definition of the position. Started rushing out 40 meters to clear danger before it even reached his defense. Not reacting, preempting. The goalkeeper became the first line of attack. Alisson, Ederson, these keepers start attacks better than most midfielders, receiving the ball under a pressing striker in their own 6-yard box, stone cold. But the dark side, no position loses aura faster when it goes wrong. Loris Karius, 2018 Champions League Final. 2 mistakes, career defined in the worst possible way. Not because he was a bad goalkeeper, because the platform is so exposed that one night becomes your permanent headline. Highest floor and catastrophic collapse when it breaks. Top 2. One is a position that barely exists, one is a position most fans cannot name. Both are above a Ballon d'Or winner. Number 2. The false 9. The Phantom. A striker who is not a striker. On paper, center forward. In reality, drops into midfield, drags the center back with him. May 2nd, 2009. El Clasico, Camp Nou. Guardiola starts Messi as a false 9. Real Madrid center backs and has 2 choices. Follow Messi into midfield and destroy their own defensive shape completely, or leave him and let him receive the ball with 0 pressure, facing goal, in space. There was no right answer. Every decision was wrong, because the threat was not a player. Barcelona won 6-2. Guardiola said it himself, the most dangerous place is the space, not the player. Where you are not can be more dangerous than where you are. The false 9 does not announce himself. He disappears, and in disappearing, he breaks the entire game. And the number 1, a position that most of you cannot name. Number 1, the Regista, the god of shadows. The position most fans cannot even name. The deep-lying playmaker sits just in front of the defense, sees everything, moves almost nothing. and from there, runs the entire game. Andrea Pirlo jogged through matches, looked like a Sunday stroll with good shoes, but while opponents sprinted around him, Pirlo would receive under intense pressure, completely calm, and play a pass that nobody else on the pitch had even considered as an option. He did not beat you with speed. He did not beat you with strength. He beat you by knowing where you were going before you knew yourself. Carlo Ancelotti once said Pirlo was the only player he ever coached who did not need instructions, because Pirlo already understood the game better than the manager. Xavi at Barcelona completed so many passes that opponents eventually stopped pressing him, because they learned from experience that pressing Pirlo or Xavi was pointless. Before the ball arrived, he had already checked his surroundings twice and decided his next 3 moves. He did not play football, he solved it. That is what Maxima Aura looks like. Not speed, not goals, not tricks. Total invisible control. One person running the entire game while everyone else just reacts. The Regista does not win individual battles. He makes sure individual battles never happen. The fullback works hardest and gets nothing. The striker gets everything, but his aura is glass. The 6 controls the entire world from a place nobody is watching. And the Regista? He sees a dimension of football that other players do not even know exists. Real aura is never needing to prove anything.